WrestleFriends! WrestleFriends podcast!
Welcome to the WrestleFriends podcast. I'm Dave and I'm with Mark.
WrestleFriends.
And Fraser's here.
Fraser Mutch. Fraser Mutch. Fraser Mutch. Fraser Mutch. Ba-do-do-do.
Nice.
Thanks.
It's been a while since we've done one of these.
It's been a while since we've done a podcast at all, hasn't it?
We've only released one item in July.
To be fair, it shows you the power of the people, because the people spoke and I'm back straight away after that last podcast.
It was that email that did it.
Anonymous email.
Anonymous email, from a powerful email. Wondering where you were.
People just care about us.
This is what they do.
You're an important man to the wrestling community.
I know. I was going to say it could have been my mum, but I don't think she cares about us as much as that.
Good old Anonymous, though. It's the only email we've had in the past year.
Hashtag Anon.
Uh-huh.
A text phrase and you say, don't know what you're talking about. Wasn't me.
I was just happy someone mentioned my name.
Anonymous?
And it wasn't about Fraser from America.
You mean it was you?
No, it wasn't me.
I'm still mad at our 10 other listeners who haven't emailed me.
I'm annoyed at them because
because I know them all.
We've even called them out on this that they listen to.
Ben gets a pass, you get a pass. My wife kind of gets a pass, but her question's so divisive and makes us sound like a bit of a sexist, so I haven't answered it yet.
Feminism.
It's a bit of a full-on serious, isn't it?
Yeah, and I didn't really want to do full-on serious.
My wife doesn't listen to it, so I...
But the rest of us don't get a pass. Email a question. We'd enjoy to answer it.
I know.
It's getting bad.
I emailed my original question. I have never done that since. So I don't know who this anonymous guy was.
Yeah, Fraser's even had a question, and then an anonymous question that definitely wasn't you, but...
He's got no idea who sent that.
Show get off the anon.
Why don't we get this anonymous person to email in and tell with the name?
Maybe. Come on, Anonymous.
I like the little nonchalant face that you did there.
I've got a face for the radio, what can you say? And a head nod for the radio.
It's funny that, isn't it, as a saying, you've got a face for radio. It's very...
You've got a
it's
face
a humorous
like a painter's
saying.
radio.
Oh, God.
I imagine as a past tradesman, you would know lots of little sayings like that working class people would say.
You've got a face like a pallet of smashed crabs.
It's not a pallet, it's a bag of smashed crabs. You got it wrong.
It's a pallet. You got it wrong.
How can you have a pallet of smashed crabs?
A pallet?
Do they come off the ships in pallets, the crabs?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Obviously.
Has there been a stormy night?
They've smashed.
And they're smashed. David Seals used to always say a bag full of smashed crabs, and I just thought he was right.
I've never heard.
But do you not think it's only a pallet full of smashed crabs because you're a tradesman?
Who's David Seals?
I've also never heard David say this ever.
He says it all the time.
All the time? Has he said it once?
Through our teenage years, he said it on the reg.
He's wrong.
But I think you only say a pallet full of smashed crabs because you were a tradesman, and tradesmen use pallets often.
I've heard him say poison chalice many a times.
Yeah, he says that, but I didn't mention that because it's, well, how can I say this in a non-offensive way? Shit.
Yeah.
That is bad. Poisoned chalice.
That it's a bit like a poisoned chalice. He says it like that as well, Fem.
Every time it happened, I was like, oh, switched off now.
Let's listen to Andrew talk instead. Offensive.
What have you been up to?
Other than referencing things that people aren't going to understand because they're all in jokes.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No, nothing.
One thing. We're on holidays from our job.
Well, some of us are.
Dave stupidly took up another job during the holidays from our job.
Some of us don't have real jobs.
Some of us are.
Yeah, for a second, do whatever he wants when he wants.
You're just living the dream, aren't you?
Nothing really.
Yeah.
I've been going to the gym. It's not interesting.
Me too, brother.
He still runs like a fairy somehow.
Just in the rain.
It's like a thunderstorm outside, and we're all soaking wet and moist right now. So
yeah, my pants nearly fell down because I keep going to the gym.
He's lost so much weight.
I'm losing weight, My pants fell down.
I think it's about so like you just bought a pizza in the kind of pub. If that kind of money you could have invested in a belt, or you could just get a string.
I've got a belt. I just didn't put it on.
He's a
I've
man.
got a drawstring and I put it in a bit more.
You haven't like used your belt because you're enjoying your weight loss, so you're like.
I haven't got a belt space for a belt, man. They're like
I thought there was a spanner in my palate.
Maybe he's
pallet of smashed crabs.
Maybe he's saving it for a championship belt when he finally gets in the ring. Just to bring it back down to wrestling again.
Oh yeah,
me and Deputy Dunn.
you know that he was on the NXT UK pilot.
Who?
Chief Deputy Dunn.
No, he wasn't.
No, he was. So I've got all the results from
Cambridge.
Yeah, but he wasn't brought in as Chief Deputy Dunn. He was brought in as Damien Dunn, and Dave Mastiff killed him in 5 seconds.
Good.
And he hasn't been brought in as like a signed talent. He's just
a jobber.
Yeah.
Good.
So I thought that would make you happy.
Good.
Well, he's still a DD, isn't he?
He's still a dick head.
Brilliant. I bet he's devastated and quaking in his boots at that comment.
Maybe you should change
after
your
I
name
called
to...
him out.
You know how he normally comes out with these sunglasses and like he's just black trunks, no
so
glasses, destroyed.
Like, he'll never be able to come back from that now. In when I go.
There's a few people that they've kind of brought in as job guys who are like fairly prominent in the UK scene, but they've obviously not been like, we're going to sign you. We just need people to do jobs, and obviously the payoff's probably pretty good.
Maybe he'll have a future in you don't know, do you? You might get called back one day and say, look, you can do that police shitty gimmick that you do.
I'd like that to happen because it would make you even the more successful he gets, the more angry. I feel he's got like his success levels been going up, the more you've been angry at him.
So he's like,
So he's rocket strapping him.
he's like,
he literally wrestles for all the indie companies in Britain now.
he's like, when he's
He's
dressed
rocket
as
strapping.
like when he's dressed as a policeman, he's a dickhead. But when he's in his normal clothes, he's even a bigger dickhead. So like,
Do you not like
It's
take
like-
a free photo?
I know it was my fault.
Yeah, you'll
I know
take
it's
them
my
out.
fault, but it'll literally be in there 5 seconds. You're already on your fucking vendetta against Chief Deputy Dunn. That's why I brought it up.
I want to fight the fucking.
I seen it on because there was a thing on Twitter where obviously somebody had been there, put like everyone who was on the results and everything, and I thought of you and it's like
I seen that. That's where I saw Millie McKenzie had been in it, and I didn't know she was going to be in it. Cool. Spoiler alert.
spoils.
Are you going to spoil
The spoils of war.
M&M and DD.
Are you going to spoil everything? Like all
I'll
the
not
results?
spoil it. Well, I just wanted to tell you that because fun.
Okay. Moving on.
Soda drinks.
That's the choice of the new generation.
I'm not telling you which one because they're always available in all shops.
Ooh. That's a nice song, Mark.
In
Yes.
jokes.
Have you been up to anything outside of wrestling before we talk about wrestling?
Tell us
when
about-
did I last see you?
You've been on a trip since. So the last episodes that we did with you, you had been to America, but I'm sure you've been somewhere else. Spain, maybe?
No, I went to Chicago in April.
You were in Chicago
Yeah,
for
the last one that we've been
WrestleMania,
on, but I'm sure you've been somewhere else, like away from Britain.
yeah, you went in Spain somewhere.
That was in January.
You've done it once since.
Have I?
I'm sure we were going to go and do something with you.
Yeah, after, because obviously you recorded the last batch of episodes. I just figured.
I'm sure it was
I just saw that was funny.
I'm shocked. I'm glad it made you laugh. I think it was before Chicago when I was last on, you know.
Nah.
It was, but
Did you not
it
go
was
somewhere already,
before.
Stan?
No, it was after Chicago because I'm sure we're talking about.
If you leave me now. Sorry, it was Chicago.
Very
Peter Starr.
part of me. Please long go.
Nice.
So, I don't think I've been anywhere
So you've
since.
not been to Spain. We're making that up.
Have I been anywhere?
Have you done anything interesting? That's
Oh,
not.
I've been to Poland.
There you go. He's been to Poland.
Ah,
Yes.
yeah, I couldn't go because I'm poor.
Kids and that.
Poor.
Oh, did
no,
you
it
have it?
wasn't kids. It wasn't my son. It was because I'm poor and I make bad financial choices.
Stag do.
Wow, that got deep.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a stag do. Went to Gdansk.
What was the best thing that happened on
No,
the stag do?
Gdansk.
Probably my puns about Gdansk.
I'd
And the
imagine there's plenty.
On the Gdansk floor.
Bet you look good on Gdansk's floor.
Nice.
Just Gdansk.
Didn't you make Kev carry a rock for a bit?
I didn't see the
The
point.
thing about the
I call
thing
him
about
Dwayne.
the thing about Stag Do with Kev, who's a good friend of ours. Like It didn't take as long to ruin them, did it?
No, that was the problem, and people didn't realise that. And because I don't drink, I realised instantly. You end up turning like you look like Wick at Bernie's in one stage, and it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Like he had sunglasses on, and he was literally like,
Game over.
Fraser did a weekend at Bernie's type movement there for everyone.
yeah, I forget that you can't see these visuals.
No.
Unlucky for you.
But it was an impactful
Some wearing
visual, so I
shorts.
thought I would.
We should do a camera one time with a little camera in the corner. That'd
Yeah,
be
for
cool.
those.
I think we'll get
all of those guys that would be interested in it.
Yeah, but
Literally.
we're all wearing shorts today, like
We'd all
so.
be.
I'm pretty sure we'll get some extra viewership.
Yeah, woo.
It's hot in Britain at the
It
minute.
is, but it's also wet.
Maybe we can have a vest and shorts match. The new bra and panties.
Ooh la la. We're in a PG era, Fraser. We can't be doing things like that. Does anyone want to know what I've been up to?
No.
You can tell us. Do you think I could wear a vest?
What?
Do you think I could wear, if I wanted to wear a vest, do you think I could rock a
Here's
vest?
a cool story. I've bought some vests to go on holiday with.
Are you going to wear the vest?
It's not like a
Have you
vest, like a stringy vest. It's like, it's a thick one though, like a
But a vest nonetheless in shape.
a vest
it's
nonetheless.
So
I've
it's
often
sleeveless.
thought I'd like to wear
Like
a
a
vest.
sleeveless t-shirt, more like, yeah.
I would-
It's-
Eddie Dennis released a vest as a merch
Uh-huh.
that I was looking at on his website that I really liked. But
I don't
thought
think you could wear a vest in this country.
But
like,
I don't think I could rock a vest, even on holiday.
I agree. But
I wear them for around the pool though, because I've got incredibly ginger skin, and if I don't wear like a vest for swimming in, I get very burnt.
I think you could rock a vest more than me.
I look a bit like Rob C. Nesbitt if I hadn't.
That's
lost a
why
bit
I
of
said
weight,
it.
If I had like a
get one of
sweatband
those.
on.
Get one of those like mesh nets,
Aye.
mesh vests.
I might just buy this vest, I'm 33 in a month's time. I
Please.
might just start doing things that I want to do, but make us look shit, like wear a vest.
Yeah,
Wear
please,
vests.
I
please do that, and we'll also wear backwards cap.
I think it would amuse everybody. I would like it.
And
What?
you'd look simple,
You can-
What would-
especially if you had a backwards. You've got.
I'm not going to wear a backwards cap.
You've got an actual sweatband as well, haven't you? That you
Yeah,
took
yeah,
out
yeah.
once. You could
Yeah,
wear
yeah.
that,
You-
and you
you-
could
you
totally
could wear
like
Ian-
118 man.
You could wear Ian's basketball shorts as well,
I wore them yesterday for the gym.
and then you could be like Fred Durst, but as a tribute, you'd be Fred Worst.
I once stole the Canadians. Shorts.
What?
He didn't. Basically, someone slept at his house and left his shorts there, and Jago kept them ever since.
Wanked in them.
Wanked in the shorts.
Because Ian had worn them and he was a sexy man. No, he wasn't. Fraser nicknamed him Cheeseburger Arse at one point.
It was
Why
basically
cheeseburger?
because when we went on the backpacking thing
Horrible.
in Corfu, and so the way the beds were is my bed was facing one way and his was kind of like horizontally the opposite side of mine. So he just didn't know how to maintain the sheets in the bed. So every time I woke up in the morning, his naked ass was in my face, and it was like a brown and cheeseburger thing going down there, and so I just call him a cheeseburger.
That sounds
I
great.
used to just tell him to get that cheeseburger out of my face.
Ian once, right? We were at Leeds Festival and he got hit. He was eating a pizza. He was like really drunk. And he got hit with like a can and he dropped the pizza on the floor and he was like, "Can you do my Canadian accent's not very good. Can you do it, Fraser?"
So he was eating his pizza out, and he was also drunk, which made it even funnier. So he was like extra sassy, and he was eating his pizza, and you just heard like a, and then he dropped his pizza on the floor because it wasn't like getting it in a pizza box; it was just like a pizza slice, and he was like, "Oh!" And then he picked it up. He went, "Oh, what was it?
Hey, fuck you guys.
Fuck you guys!" and then literally-
Seconds later, I got hit with
Yeah.
a cup full of piss in the
Really?
face.
No, it was in the back of the head again. He turned round and the exact same thing happened straight after in a busy crowd, like thousands of people on a festival.
Didn't happen to any of us. We were all stood around.
That's a
It
good
was-
comedy moment. That.
And he also danced a Limp Bizkit with a 14-year-old lad in the middle by himself because no one else wanted to.
I would do that.
Keep on.
I wish
rolling.
we still hung out with Ian. He's a cool dude.
What you been up to, Dave?
I went swimming. So you know how I said. so you know how.
Who goes swimming?
So I tell
like-
you why I went swimming, right? Because I had free passes for this, waves in Whitley Bay. And
But
I
you
took
didn't. You didn't open where I took me kids swimming, which is like fair crack. You were like,
I-
I went swimming.
because I wanted you to know, because we've had this conversation like a couple of times lately where I've came out and said that I can't swim. It turns out that I'm actually a better swimmer than I remembered. I'm not that bad.
Who told you were a good swimmer?
Well, I just took it upon myself that I could.
I
swim.
think
I could do length.
Who was there?
I could do lengths.
Was Vicky there?
Uh huh.
Did she tell you were a good swimmer?
Well, no one told us I was a good swimmer. I just knew because I wasn't drowning I was a good swimmer.
You believe.
You believe.
I believed in
You
myself.
can swim. I can wear vests. Let's fucking do it.
I didn't wear a vest whilst I was swimming. I just swam. I don't know what else. What else have I been up to? I went to this comic book thing, this comic book convention at WrestleHorns Museum. That was good.
Oh.
That looked cool, yeah.
I've seen lots of Daleks and shit.
It's one of the only things I don't like.
I noticed that you.
I don't like Doctor
I
Who.
know.
I hate it.
I noticed you got a picture with Han Solo and Chewie.
Yeah, it
where
was
your
good,
whole
it was-
family were on, and then you cut them out.
Yeah,
So it was just you and Han Solo and Chewie.
It's just me and the Wookiee getting a cuddle off the Wookiee.
These guys are fucking spoiling my picture.
Once your wife see that, you'll realise it's a Wookiee mistake. Shut up, Fred
Has
West.
everybody talked enough
About what we've done.
about what we've done?
Yeah, that's probably 20,
Clearly, we've not really.
probably
done
No,
it.
no.
20 minutes in. What
It was
haven't
15 minutes. That's like average for bullshitting.
So
we haven't talked about kids as much this time either, which is good.
you've got a rather
What do you mean?
you've got a rather large list of things that you want to.
Not really. It's I would describe it in my list of things. It's moderate.
It's 2 pages.
Does anyone else want to start with their thoughts?
No, you start.
Nah,
It'll
we'll
take
get
a
yours out
while.
of the way first.
We'll never know how long we've got.
So I've been watching lots of progress recently.
Did you make much progress with that?
I have made lots of progress. So my thought process was there was a free week. Sorry, progress guys, but none of you are going to listen to this. So it doesn't matter. I stole like 8 shows from the internet.
You do realise you don't have to actually be honest.
I don't care.
You know what?
Nobody's going to listen to it, so it's
You know
irrelevant.
what I think's really cool? You know the Progress Wrestling T-shirt
Yes.
with the white thing on.
Yes.
The black one.
Yeah. The
I want to
eagle.
buy it, but I don't really watch Progress. Do you think that's
Doesn't
cool?
matter. You're a supporter of indie. You're a supporter. You're a supporter of British indie wrestling. You
Yeah.
can wear a Progress shirt.
I like that.
Anyone who's
On my
wrestled for
holiday.
Progress, you will have watched live somewhere. So buy the T-shirt, enjoy it. Buy a vest.
That makes me a fan.
So,
I don't
Why
like
don't you
that.
buy a t-shirt and cut the sleeves off?
Yeah.
Winner.
Ooh.
but I feel you can only do that if you have access to lots of that T-shirt. That's why the wrestlers do it, because they can have a T-shirt whenever they want. But if I buy a T-shirt, I don't want to like cool it up like that because I only get one.
And they've also got muscles, so...
I've got muscles.
You're not mighty.
Neither you.
I'm mighty.
You fucking already own vests.
Fucking mighty. I've got a mighty vest collection.
Well, I'm gonna go on holiday to vest to Germany.
I've got.
Nice.
Are you going to invest in some property?
Is your favourite Nigerian footballer Taribo Vest?
The guy who used to fly in, who was a kid in Heroes, was called Vest.
Well, best get on with this.
Vest. So,
You're the best.
Simply the best.
so I've been watching lots of Progress, and I stole 8 shows because I had a free week on like streaming service. But then I decided after the 8 shows that I was just gonna get the streaming service anyway. So now I have Progress.
So you stole them for no reason, basically.
No, because I can
Lend them to me.
lend them to people.
How much is that setting you back?
£5 a month.
That's a bargain, I would say.
Bargain.
And there's like about 8 other promotions that share the pivot share.
All right, cool.
So I have access to theirs, and it's some cool companies like Defiant, Smash, and stuff. So,
Oh, pivot.
so
Pivot.
there's a good pivot. Yeah.
Friends.
Yeah.
Remember it.
Yeah, is there still Friends mania going on in your house?
I fucking hate it.
It's my favourite show.
They
of
went
all
to a
time.
Friends convention the other day, didn't they?
They did. They went to sit on.
They meet many friends.
Where was that
So
on? It was that on at the
Friends.
arena?
Yeah.
Was that not an
I
arena?
don't know. I hate it. I didn't pay any attention to what they were doing. They mentioned.
Do you
Friends
feel a
and-
little bit disappointed because you had brainwashed Jake to really like wrestling, but now he's like
He still
Friends?
likes
Like
wrestling, but like he also likes Friends.
Did
you
no
you
one-
can like more than one thing, I suppose.
kids can't; they have to focus on one.
Did no one tell you life was going to be this way?
I can't like keep up with the
Progress.
pun.
8 episodes. Subscribed. Get on with it again. Otherwise, it's going to take fucking forever.
£5 a month.
£5 a month.
Bargain.
So,
Defiant
so
sets
I've,
Amazon
I've,
pivot
I've
share.
righted
Pivot.
I've righted the wrong.
Uh-huh.
Let's see that in instant replay.
I don't think what you were doing was wrong, by the way, because they put it out there for people to do that.
Yeah, but they don't expect you to put your screen capture on and then give it other people. But this is a whole piracy. But I felt bad about. Okay. So I watched the most recent show that's actually on the service is Chapter 73, Fourth Shade of Green. They have got Chapter 74 on, but they haven't put that on the thing yet. Where Walter Will wins the belt, which I'm really excited about watching.
Did what's his face get injured?
Yeah, Travis Banks got injured. That was somewhere else though. Dislocated his shoulder.
Right.
Is he alright? Or is he actually?
He's out for like a few months. Yeah.
Oh, bless him.
It's bad, isn't it?
Just when things were getting good for him. No?
They had to do a backstage attack on NXT UK tapings
Did they?
to write him out of there.
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine if
Sure.
he was Mr. Money in the Banks?
Do you remember Carlton Banks?
That's all I had. I didn't want to
Not funny, is it?
No, not at all. Continue.
The guy from Mary Poppins is Banks as well,
Yeah.
isn't it? The
Mr.
Banks
Banks.
family. He works at a bank as well.
Feed the
Brilliant.
birds.
So,
Tom Banks.
first thing I'd like to say about Progress is
Mark hates Tom Hanks.
I hate him.
You know that?
I hate him.
What about Tom Banks?
There's no such person. Well, there probably is, but he's not Tom Hanks, who I hate.
Wilson!
There might be a very nice Tom Banks out there.
There might be a stand-up fella known by that is his friends, Tom Banks.
Get on with it.
It's not my fault.
It's not like anyone keeps interrupting here. God's sake.
Yeah, this is gonna get really bad because I'm in the process of having a few drinks as well. So
Whiskey.
Right. So Eddie Dennis, I'd like to highlight how much I'm enjoying his work at the minute. So much so I'd like to buy his vest. So he wrestles Danny Jones, or he doesn't. He just comes out and says, "I want Mark Andrews," because that's the big angle at the minute. Is he wants to wrestle Mark Andrews, was responsible for his injury when he was out, even though he's his good friend. Just attacking everyone. He went to this Danny Jones and it was who was Mark Andrews' student, and said, I don't want to wrestle anyone with Mark Andrews. So he just started hitting him with a microphone. And his promos are amazing. Comes right up to the camera, calls Mark Andrews out.
You know the Mark Andrews thing, because that's been going on for a while now, hasn't it? And
Yeah, it was a bit like the way Ciampa was injured all the way through, and it's a bit like that, except he's on every show, calling them out.
Do you think, because he made his NXT UK debut last night, didn't he?
He did.
Do you think they'll carry that on?
Well, I've studied the Twitter pictures, and they're all angry face, pointing at the crowd, calling the crowd out. So, and he got a squash as well. He got a jabron to beat up and then shout at this. So they're carrying on this heel, because I've seen him as party boy Eddie Dennis at North Wrestling, and that was good and stuff. But his heel works, and I just want I really want to support him because he gave up
after him for a while though, because it said he put a thing on Twitter saying it had been a long time.
So he must have been they must have been looking at him when he got injured.
Yeah.
And I just really want to support him because he gave up a headship at a primary school. I found this out recently at 28. He had that's a £70,000 a year job to pursue being a wrestler.
Be a really clever
To wear vests.
To wear vests.
He turned it all.
He
away
does wear vests
for a vest wearing career.
Wow.
But yeah, I'd just Eddie Dennis. Big thumbs up.
Top
I'm
guy.
enjoying your work.
Well done, Dennis.
Dennis Eddie. He's got two first names as well, which is really amusing.
Yeah.
Eddie Dennis the Menace.
Dennis Eddie. No.
that was Bantosaurus Rex.
Bantless.
So next I watch Chapter 65, Have Some Faith and Sound.
You went from
You're
73 to
watching them all in a
65.
funny order.
I'm watching them in a funny order because so I'm watching the new ones, and then as a new one comes out I'm watching it, then I'm going back to an older one because
How
obviously
often do you
I've got
do
the entire back catalogue.
Why didn't you just go backwards then? At least it's an... I know it's
Because if I go, I've gone back to a few I wanted to watch, but then when Chapter 74 comes out on thing, I'll watch that straight away. So then I've watched a few more, then I'll go back to that.
How often do they come on?
Well, they have dome shows and tour shows so everything. It's not like WWE Happy House shows that they don't Progress just put everything on. So they're going on a 5-day tour of America. They're gonna put all those shows on. Shorts. We've got shorts on.
Shorts
They
and
had
Best short.
They had a 4-day tour of Australia. They put all those on. So it's
Shorts.
Get a lot for your £5.
I know,
You
it's
do.
good that for £5 shorts.
So yeah, Chapter 65, Have Some Faith and Sound. Chris Brooks versus TK Cooper in a no disqualification match. Recommended viewing. A little bit of everything. Watch it.
What's that song?
Thumbs up.
It's got his thumbs
It's
up.
off a song there. Have some faith and sound. Can't remember what it is.
All of their names are
Sounds like musical or something.
clever
It's a song.
things
Yeah.
that I try and come up with for our titles, and they're not as funny as these.
Well, it's because you're shit.
Shared life.
You're all about vests.
shit like.
Think about vests too much.
Let's talk about vests,
Vest-
baby.
vest
Let's
like.
talk about shorts, maybe.
We've got shorts
all
on.
the good things and the bad things. Vest.
Let's talk about.
I'm enjoying the
vests.
Atlas division at the moment.
What's that, Mark?
It's above 205 rather than high. So WWE have
How much above? Like anything above?
anything above 205.
So
We're
the
still talking about
heavyweights.
progress.
So heavyweight, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Heavyweight guys. So you've got like Rob Lynch, Doug Williams, Rampage Brown, Walter, Mike Dante, Mark.
That's just silly though.
Mark
They're
Davis.
Just the heavyweights, aren't
Heavyweights.
they? Uh-huh.
It's a nice change of
But it's
colour,
like-
isn't it?
So you have your progress belt that like heavyweight championship. Everyone wrestles for it, but it's like specifically big guys, which is
Did
nice.
Walter beat Travis Banks
You did.
whilst Travis Banks was injured?
No, before injury.
Right. So who injured him? Walter.
No, it was like somewhere else.
Right.
So I'm enjoying the storyline they're doing with Doug Williams. I don't know if you know like that much about Doug Williams. He was the guy who was X Division champion in TNA. He was the tag champs in TNA with Nick Aldis, who was like
Nick Atlas.
the big
He's
other.
the NWA.
He's the
champion now,
NWA
isn't he?
champion. He's 25-year
He's,
British vet.
He's fighting Cody at All In for the NWA belt.
Aldis, that'd be a good match.
Oh yes, there's a big thing about that, isn't it? Like, yeah.
I saw a thing on Twitter today. I don't know if it's true, but it paints Cody out to be an absolute dude. So there's a guy who who put on his Twitter like, oh, like I bought a ticket for All In, but I don't have enough money to get there. Like I can't afford to get the show, and he's like, oh, what's your travel plans and what's your PayPal account? And I'm like,
I like
thumbs
Cody.
up.
I like watching these little stories he puts on Instagram about his dogs, and
He seems like a
seems
cool
like
dude.
a normal
like.
guy who drinks beer and smokes cigars, and I like that. Instead of all these vegan, non-drinking.
Do you know what I like
people.
about like Cody?
He likes meat.
Oh, I
Yeah,
like
he likes
that.
meat.
I like
That was the thing he put. You would have loved this.
I like
He
anyone
had-
who likes meat.
He had a large array of red meat
Oh,
that you would have loved.
Cody.
Ready for his barbecue.
Cody,
he,
no.
he like. Oh, he had such an iconic dad. I don't think people talk about like who his dad was that often. He's his own thing now within wrestling.
Well, when you're in the WWE, it's going to be talked about, isn't it? Because that's what they do. Everyone's like a fifth generation.
But
or
outside,
seventh generation.
well, what he's done outside,
Yeah, exactly.
like,
I wonder
good.
how much his stock's gone up since leaving WWE. Like how much they'd offer him to come back. Like how much of a pay rise he would get.
I think you could
Monster
But the
pay
thing
rise,
is, he'd
yeah.
jump straight to the top as well. Like straight, he'd be like AJ Styles.
Do
Like
you not
straight
think
to
you'd
the top.
like? Would you not like to see him have a little run in NXT? Like Drew.
I would,
I would just.
but I don't think they would do it.
I would just because the stories are better. That's the only reason.
Yeah, like I would based on like selfish reasons,
Yeah.
but I don't think they would. Anyway, so Doug Williams storyline. He was like lost. 25-year vet, right? One more match, then I'm calling it a day. Was put in the Atlas Championship 4-way because Walter abdicated the belt because he wanted to go for the like top belt. So he won this 4-way, and now he's been saying, right, if I'm a 25-year vet, if I lose this championship, I'm gonna retire. So he's like, one matches. They're building to this Wembley show. Trent Seven's come out and he said, I'll wrestle you, like belt versus like retirement. That's gonna be class because Trent's awesome.
Got a 5-star match of that week as well, didn't he?
Aye, they did.
Big fan of Trent. Like,
Yep.
he's like
Some insane selling.
He's it's mad to think that he trained Bate and now they're tagging together and like they're like equals. You know what I mean?
It's lovely.
there's a lot of that. Like
Beautiful
loads
tale,
of
isn't it?
like Jimmy Havoc's
Throw
Jimmy Havoc's trained loads of people. Like the Progress current programs were Miss Champion Ginny trained her loads of people.
Just add a couple of vests into it and it just makes it even nicer.
And make it more investing.
Vestibule.
I would be invested in that.
Mark Davis won the Natural Progression Tournament at Chapter 72. Got need
Oh yeah, collecting.
collecting.
Stickers.
I like Mark Davis, big fan. I really want to see him do a singles.
Who?
You want to see him in a single?
Who's he?
In a
Aussie
singlet.
Open man.
Big Aussie Open man.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
good,
is that the guy that's got like the
He's got the denim jacket and the cap.
he's got some
There's a
on his shorts.
He's short
Dungzilla.
tie.
That's it, yeah. I knew I remember the good stuff.
I like only took notice of him really like the last time we went to Defiant,
You
I've
should watch.
never really been that interested in
a
Aussie Open.
big guy. That
You
is.
should
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
the Natural Progression series because he like wrestles
his
all the way
point
through
to
as
his book.
singles,
Yeah.
wins it.
So what's his little mate do whilst he's doing that?
He was just kind of like
Hanging around the outside.
hanging around the outside. So
Clapping,
giving him a big clap.
selling vests
Selling vest with
or shorts with Dungzilla on.
Dungzilla vest.
He got a title shot from winning the tournament as well as a trophy.
Right.
I'd like him to insert himself in the Doug Williams Trent Seven match for the Atlas Championship.
Cool.
Big guys wrestling, big boys wrestling.
So is Atlas like their secondary belt?
Yeah, it's like Intercontinental Championship,
Cool.
but for big boys.
I like that. It's different to the usual
That's why I
standard
like it.
shit.
And I like big men battering each
Because how
other.
many Intercontinentals and US titles do you hear of? Do you not be in other promotions?
I've never heard of like a big boys belt.
Well, it's not called a big boys belt, is it?
That's what I'm calling it right
But
now.
what's the normal belt then?
Progress Heavyweight Championship, Women's Championship, Tag Championship.
So that's what you're saying. Walter got rid of the Atlas one so he could get to the big one.
But then Atlas is heavyweight as well.
Aye, but just for heavyweights.
So like Travis Banks was the
confusing.
Progress champion, and he's like
no,
a small guy.
yeah, he's
Right.
not Atlas.
He couldn't wrestle for the Atlas title.
Poor Banks.
I think it's a bit messy.
Like TK Cooper did a thing recently, like a comedy bit where he like TK Cooper is like big, but he's not 205, and he did loads of like things like, oh, I've got an extra like pound this week, and he's like.
Yeah.
Did him in the gym for like ages, not just hanging around, not doing anything. And he had a match against Doug Williams and he lost. But like that was funny. But yeah, they do stuff like that.
Do you want to speak about your other 12 Progress shows?
No.
Good.
Raven. I was meant to go and see Raven yesterday. Didn't show up.
He didn't show up.
No.
Oh, he's on drugs.
Wow.
Amanda got because Amanda had bought us the tickets for Father's Day. Father's Day.
That's the Raven effect.
Yeah, Father's
Yeah,
Day.
it was
the last
Father's
thing.
Day, eh?
And she got an email saying like.
Did you get money back then?
She's getting her money back. Yeah.
What you say that he wasn't turning up?
It wasn't turning up. Cancelled.
Oh, so it wasn't like you just turned up and then he didn't turn up.
No,
Like
like it
actual
was
rules kind of
cancelled on the like day, but like still, Raven. Fuck yeah, I was
So
looking forward to
has
that.
he done
Boo,
any of
boo.
his shows?
I
Like,
I
take
don't
my
think he's done any of
Has he
them. I
not
think it was
actually
just a
been angry?
blanket.
I take my
Cancelled.
only wrestling poem back now.
what a tosser.
I was looking forward to that as well. I was gonna have a couple of pints in hand.
Quote the Raven, never show.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, what everyone's missing is that fucking horrible grin you've got on your face.
you were very proud of that one, weren't you?
I love a full circle.
Never show.
So I was gutted about not being able to go to North, and so I got an email.
Blackbird.
I got an email saying 33% off Defiant Ringmaster tickets. So I bought a ticket a night too, and moseyed on down by himself.
Second night.
Second night. Academy's a cool place to watch wrestling.
Never been to the academy.
I
to
think
watch
you
it,
should go and
It's
watch
quite an
wrestling.
intense
at the
area,
Academy.
isn't it? Like for everything.
Much better than how normally it's at Northumbria. Much better.
Oh, it's crap. I've seen gigs there in Northumbria and it's crap. It's just not a very good area.
And because there was like it wasn't obviously I got an email saying 33% off, so
Obviously.
it wasn't that well sold. So I had loads of space, which I like. Bad Bones won in the final, defeating David Starr, El Phantasmo, and Nathan Cruz in a 4-way.
Was Riddle in this?
Riddle was in this, but he cancelled.
Right.
So the massive name didn't.
And so they replaced him with El Phantasmo, who was mid, but he's like not
Yeah.
like
Riddle
I
on
said,
his
not
way
as big.
to, NXT now.
Who? Riddle.
Riddle.
He's on his way to one of them. Yeah. Fraser had an interesting theory about that he might go on the main roster.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, just because of the whole UFC connection, and I think
He's been
that-
calling out Lesnar for years as well, saying, "No, I'll kick
I
Lesnar's
think
ass
with
in a real
Lesnar
fight."
potentially leaving soon, I don't think you necessarily fill the void. I just think,
He's a lot smaller though, isn't he? Like,
yeah, but I don't think they necessarily need him on NXT. I think they've got so many already
To like focus on, put loads of people to focus on.
I just think he's already.
mm-hmm.
I mean,
They've just signed Keith Lee and people like that. They're going to put effort into that. Like,
yeah.
I would either sit Riddle on the bench for a while before you bring him to NXT, or like you say, the fact he's called Lesnar out in real life and stuff like that, put him straight up, see what he can do.
He's got that WWE look though.
I don't
hasn't
think we're
He
gonna
has
get
like
any more
big,
Lesnar fights,
tall,
though.
like
ripped.
The only thing that's going to get in his road is he likes a bit of the old wacky backy.
Ganja.
But they must have had conversations around
He
that.
said he would quit though if he got it.
For loads of money.
If he got the call off WWE, he would quit
until he gets offered next time, and then he'll take it again.
And you don't get sacked for it. You don't get anything like.
Yeah, it's just
you just get a bit of money taken off you. Fine.
I thought you get up to 3 for the wellness policy. I thought you get.
It doesn't
it's
violate the
other
wellness policy. It's like it's just
because
fine.
it's like not illegal in a lot of states now.
It must be.
It's more just like an image thing than anything.
Yeah.
else.
What happens if he comes out wearing just like loads of ganja clothing?
Vest.
Especially vests.
Ganja.
Maybe see if they call him Vest Riddle.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
Leon Vest.
Millie McKenzie didn't wrestle. She was injured. That sucked.
Bless her.
El Fantasmo was an exciting high flyer I'd never seen before. I've since watched him on a few Progress shows as well. Really good. Check them out. I also like a guy called Adam Brooks from Australia. Loose Ledge Adam Brooks. Really good. We seem to be getting lots of Australians and New Zealand guys.
Yeah, I like it. Good
Because
guy.
it's not. I can imagine the scene there's not very.
It's
big.
getting there because I know Osprey is doing a lot of stuff over there, isn't he? Because he's partners.
I think
Yeah,
Japan are
she's-
just doing 2 hour over there, haven't they?
I know they're trying to do because that was where that crazy like.
But we've
four-way
got
tag-
but you can't go over there like so. You get the 2 hours over
I know what
there,
you mean, there's
but you
not
can't
much.
like as an indie wrestler living in that country.
Yeah.
In Britain, you're working 4 or 5 times a week.
That's
If you're
what-
like Aussie Open in that, have got a big name.
You get there, you train, you become actual wrestling, and that's when you move on, basically.
Yeah.
They must have heard that the British indie scene is booming at the minute, though. It's a good place to be.
Absolutely.
Well,
fire.
I'm sure we've seen Aussie Open on pretty much all the shows
Every
we've been
single
to.
show, aye.
I think there's only like even one of the North shows they were
Yeah, they were.
on.
Boom.
Gabriel Kidd destroyed Simon Miller, but then he got actually injured, which was bad. But like
You got a big happy smile on your face when you say that.
the general match.
Why?
The general match was like good. Like Gabriel Kidd squashed him, which is what should have happened. But then he actually got injured. So like I was like, oh yes, he's getting because I don't like him. But then he
Yeah.
got injured, and I was like, oh, it's bad. I don't want to get injured.
I like him.
I like Gabriel Kidd's new gimmick. It's kind of like he's been watching loads of Hansen and Brody from like old Japanese stuff, and he just goes around chucking chairs at people and throwing lariats. I like it.
Nice.
Old school.
And he's been putting loads of weight on. He's huge.
It's like Bradshaw.
But what was annoying is it was advertised him versus Rampage, but they were like, oh no, Rampage just hurt his shoulder, he's not defending the belt, so you're going to wrestle Simon Miller instead. That was when it came up on my email. It said Gabriel Kidd versus Rampage. That's when I bought my ticket, and I was like,
But then you were probably equally as happy that Simon Miller got injured.
I wasn't happy he got injured. I was happy he got beat. I wasn't happy he got injured.
Good.
I
He's a
think
nice
you're
guy.
secretly happy you
I
got
know, I
injured.
think
I'm not horrible,
You've got a
guys.
smile on your face when you say
I'm just happy.
You're
in general.
About as happy as when I made that pun about 5 minutes ago. Actually, no one was that happy. It's like,
I don't like it when you make puns because I feel I've got to think of one after and I'm not quick enough, so it's just silence.
Nah, you're
I'm not
pretty
as
sure.
clever as you.
It's just Fraser's thing, let him do it.
Best defined show I've been to.
Oh, good.
I think that had a lot to do with the
Was that because you were by yourself and you just had to watch it because you had no one to speak to?
party, and I was most
Were
shows I'm
you
drunk.
sober as well.
Most shows I'm drunk and I can't remember anything.
I've had a couple of meh sort of like
Yeah.
Defiant shows.
It definitely wasn't me.
Really?
It definitely wasn't me.
Yeah, the one I went to wasn't as good as.
Yeah, that was a bit like that had its like good moments, but it had quite a few like nah.
I think like the actual the match in that one that I went to, the longest match was with the the brothers,
Yeah,
and you didn't know who he was. I didn't know who he
it
was.
dragged on for ages.
And to be honest, if you knew who they were, it was probably a really good match. But like we were just like,
No one seemed interested in that
Nah, no
though.
one
Like
cared.
no one.
It was the longest match of the night as well.
It was Axl Rose versus his
And-
brother, wasn't it?
And
Daxel.
Will Ospreay, how do I say this? I think phoned it in a little bit that night as well.
Yeah,
To be fair, didn't
Like
we,
and like I said at the time, I don't mind him wrestling like that. You know,
you have to. You
have
can't do
to.
that every night.
yeah, you
know what I
can't
mean?
like kill yourself every night.
And we were still pretty good.
Yeah.
They still
Yeah,
did some
still.
stuff. They did some
Um,
punches and all that.
that's me.
Shut up, man.
What?
No, you didn't talk about NXT once.
Oh yeah, I forgot about NXT.
I was gonna say,
Shall we
Jesus.
just talk about NXT now? Champ as the champion.
Champion,
Amazing.
champion,
The NXT champer.
champion.
I like how they did it. There was loads of cheatsies. Gargano like did a mistake, so I don't think Aleister Black lost any of his. He had him beaten with the black mask, so I don't think he lost any of his momentum.
So I think they'll have to have a match between Gargano and Black first, do you?
I don't think Black will call him out for making that mistake.
Don't know, like
I think.
Because I think, like you said the other day, what we said was going to happen it's happening. But I think Gargano. I don't think Aleister Black can lose to Gargano.
Right.
But I think he would have to, because Gargano is ultimately going to have to get the match.
I think. Do you not think Ciampa will just get involved and just beat the shit out of them both?
Spoil it.
Just to spoil, because he can do whatever he wants.
They could put them in a triple threat match, but I think that would spoil the whole like Ciampa Gargano.
No, I don't know. Yeah, that has to be like.
I mean, it would be amazing to see that, but
it would be a hell of a triple threat match. But I think it needs to be a one-on-one special.
So here's the thing, right? So Ciampa, it's going to be Ciampa and Gargano, like we've said for ages, for the belt. It's got to be like you said. It's got to be like you said.
Rise,
Sir David, out of your orange chair.
Love a desk chair.
It's got to be Gargano standing at the end, like you said, with the belt. Got to be. Otherwise, everything in the world's sad.
Yeah.
Which I would prefer, but it's got to be that. Ciampa then can never be seen on NXT again for me.
No, he has to go.
Has to go.
Because then you kind of just have them keep like fighting over
that
and over
has to
again
be the
on
end.
NXT. You could have them start it up again on the main roster, but like it has to end it in NXT.
So my worry is he comes out with no music.
Do it right, don't they? I think they would do that. I think NXT know what to do, don't they?
Know when the end is.
Yeah, and plus they've got limited slots. It's not like WWE where they've got like 8-10 slots every single Monday and Tuesday night.
And it's gone on for over a year now.
Well over a year.
It's time to like.
It's been a brilliant story, like from start to finish. It's been literally perfect.
I can't think of a story that was that long.
Generally, of any other wrestling promotion, I can't see a better story from start to finish than this one.
Like, it's been a long time since like there's been a long-term feud like that. Like going back to
every match as well. Though every match has been like a 5-star-ish.
The only time I can remember it like was years ago. You know, like when Mankind and The Rock were fighting each other over and over again.
Yeah.
But even that probably didn't go on that long.
It was the injury, although it was bad for Ciampa and nobody wants to be injured. It worked for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my worry is, like, because the NXT crowd is so invested, Ciampa coming out with no music works.
Yeah.
How do you have him on the main
roster?
roster? Do you have to give him
Where
music?
do you put him?
You have to give him music.
This is what I said.
I think Ciampa has like not a two. He's like
he's got a main
I
roster.
think wherever you put Ciampa now, he needs to be a top heel. Like he needs to go straight in at the top.
Do you know what they'll do? They'll fucking make him Dolph Ziggler's fucking partner.
Do you know what I said to Mark? The best thing to do would be put him on the main roster and instantly sabotage like someone huge.
That
like,
was
literally
that was
like
class.
Not John Cena necessarily, but literally just come out of nowhere and just destroy
Bryan.
someone.
Daniel Bryan's
that'll
the
be the
one,
ideal one. And I think
because he bums, like you said before.
Bryan really likes them too as well. So if you did that and Bryan finally gets to the top again and almost he gets like a championship match, and then Bryan's gonna win, and then Ciampa out of nowhere just comes and smashes them all over. Instantly the biggest heel in the WWE.
Do you think you could like say it was the end of SummerSlam and Ciampa and like they've been doing months and months and months of Bryan like getting to the point like they did before where and he gets a championship match.
And what would work as
a
well?
big match.
Bryan and Miz. It's been 2.5 years in the making.
But do you think if it was a big match and he attacked him just as he was getting to the point where he won the belt and he did his whole Ciampa shit? Do you think he could then show up on the next SmackDown with no music and he would get that reaction? Because that's why it's been so successful.
It would have to be someone like Bryan because he is so like actually like cheered, or AJ Styles or someone like that because he's just gonna get cheered if he like attacks.
Well, that's what we were saying.
Or like Reigns or something.
Has to be like a smart favourite.
But
and to be honest, can you imagine the matches between them two?
That would be amazing.
But the question
Bryan be around long enough.
And how many times have we done this? Where it's like, oh, this person from NXT is going to be minute when they do this, and it's just
the writing on the main roster is no one
shit in it.
But the
writing on the main roster is not good.
But it's a problem. It's the problem that we had before. It's like too many good. We enjoy all these things in NXT so much, then there's not enough space for it all.
That leads me on to my first wrestle thought really, really nicely. So can I just go into it right now? Because like, what I was going to ask is because we're like really big NXT fans. What I want to ask is like if you could rescue someone's career who's gone out on the main roster now who's doing absolutely nothing, like who would it be and what would you do?
Whose career would I rescue?
Would you say the Revival then?
I don't know. I thought about. I mean, your obvious choice for me at the minute is like Bobby Roode, because I don't think they've fucking used him wisely at all.
Turn him heel.
But it has to be a little bit more complex than just turn him heel, because we'd say that about everyone.
I think
it's as easy as turn him heel for Bobby Roode.
Roode's biggest and most negative thing, like positive and negative, is his entrance music. It was what made him, and it's also what sunk him. Because without that, he could be a heel, but with that, you can't make him a heel when you've got the most popular intro.
It worked when he was a heel on NXT though.
It did, cut small. But when you're on the main roster, you know how much they like to sell T-shirts and stuff.
I don't know how to do it with Bobby Roode. I agree with the way around that they did it. I think bringing him as a face was the right thing to do.
I think
because then the heel turn has impact. But I'm not quite sure how to do it.
You know what I think the problem with Bobby Roode is?
Faction leader?
I don't think he's...
Evolution type faction leader?
I don't think he's as good as what people think he is. Like, he's technically
he's
sound.
Solid.
He's technically sound, but he's not massive. Like, he looks like he's big, but he's not. Like, compared to a lot of people.
Yeah.
He's got a great look, but it's like 1990s, 1980s. And his mic work's very standard, I think. Like, he doesn't make mistakes, but he doesn't.
I disagree with you slightly on that. I think his mic works really good.
I think
but
when he's healing.
It's the problem.
When he's a heel, yeah. When he's a heel, but when he's a face, he's too happy.
His face mic works knocked.
Well, that's what I mean. So what's he going to do as a face?
Well, I think it's time to change it, but I don't quite know how to do it. You could just do the NXT gimmick, but it's like, so in NXT, and it goes back to what we're saying every week. On NXT, every week, he was in the ring with his shirt on, his dress pants, talking about how rubbish everybody else was, how much better he was. Every week, people coming out, him healing out, running away. That was happening every week because he was the top dog. Never going to happen. It's always going to be happening on. He's got 4 minutes every 2 weeks. And it's never going to come. It's never going to get over the way that it has.
It doesn't help though, because the writing is so bad on the main roster that, can you remember him and Elias fought each other for like 4 weeks in a row?
Yeah.
And it was just pointless, because now they didn't end the feud. They didn't even really start the feud. They just fought each other for no reason.
That's what they're doing really bad at the minute. Like WWE,
there's
people, unless you're
Raw,
in that
every
top,
week's the same.
Unless you're in that top sort of like championship slot or something like that, everyone else underneath that's just fizzling around. Not really
but Raw, I can tell you, 4 matches every week on Raw at the minute. Every week, it's Seth versus Dolph in some way. It's Baron Corbin versus Finn in some way. Do you know what I mean? It's like literally the same
Reigns
thing.
versus
Bobby Lashley in some way. It's the same, and I get building feuds, but it's not building the feud because they're fighting every week. That's not building the feud.
Like going to indie shows, watching Progress, watching NXT, I've pretty much given up WWE.
You kind of give up on it though.
I haven't given up on it. I haven't given up on it 100%. I'll never give up on it. I'll never give up on WWE. Something will always bring us back, but
it's really weird.
Because I watch NXT, so I haven't given up on it because I watch NXT.
Yeah,
but like
I always watch the highlights.
I haven't watched like, and I feel bad saying it because it's like I should be watching Kevin Owens and I should be watching Daniel Bryan. I should be watching.
That's
people
one thing
I
have been enjoying Owens and Strowman.
I should have been checking that out more because that's like that's the kind of thing I would love.
That whole storyline makes no sense to me. It's holding them both back.
From what I'm reading as well, it seems like Owens is coming out with more of the face in it.
Well, kind of, but
they're kind of doing this thing with he's not though. He's
so Braun's the face,
but Braun's doing like bad things.
Yeah, Braun's the face, but he's bullying him, so it makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense,
and it doesn't make sense.
If you're doing a thing with Kevin Owens and Braun, it should be every week. Kevin Owens turns up, smashes him with a chair, runs away.
That's going to be Braun Strowman's downfall.
He should run away every time.
But it
sounds to me like he's standing toe to toe with them in like cage matches. Shouldn't be the way.
It's like what Big Show said. If you're a big man in the wrestling industry, eventually you're going to be turned into a joke because nobody knows what to do with you.
Yeah.
And this is where it's heading with him. He's in this sort of
different
feud
with Braun, because Braun can actually move. Like Big Show was literally a tree. Like I love him, but like. It's Braun's. I think at the minute they're basically just waiting to sort the whole Lesnar scenario out and give it to Reigns until they can actually like let Braun go.
And I'm sorry, but like my whole reason for a lot of it is the Lesnar Reigns thing's really like.
It's because of Lesnar
bumming us out.
Well, it's because the whole Lesnar being championship. I mean,
I said bumming us out there. Has anyone missed it?
That's how much it's bumming me out. I didn't even pick up on that.
They need to get rid of that belt. They need to get rid of that belt with them. That Universal title is no longer needed. If they're doing dual brand pay-per-views, that the championship can swap brands now.
I still stand by the fact that I'm like, although I don't like the whole Lesnar thing and it pisses us off, I think it's more financially sensible for them to keep Lesnar there, because like I've said this a million times, WWE's not for us. Yeah. It's not for like people who want to see Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, sensible storylines, Bobby Roode being a heel. It's not for us. It's for.
But I don't know anyone who tunes in to WrestleMania to see Brock Lesnar,
because because most people that you would talk about wrestling with are wrestling.
I get that, but literally from the top down, it affects everything. Now we get to the stage where the
second Dolph's the main feud on Raw at the minute.
So basically, the Intercontinental got the first main event spot in a pay-per-view in like 18 years or something stupid like that, or 12 years. And literally the crowd got not bored, but like
it was a long match as well.
And do you know what it is? That might be the last time you'll ever see that happen now, because Vince will go, well, that was a waste of time. That's why we don't. Because
you would never think it was my fault for this.
You'll not be like, that's why we should have Reigns in every single one. So it's because of the whole, everyone's bored of Reigns because they know that he needs to become the champion. Otherwise, this is not going to happen.
But they're not bored of him because, and as I've said this a million times, if you're bored of it, don't turn up, turn your back, don't buy it. But you turn up and they boo loudly, and Vince, all he hears is the reaction.
But the worrying thing was the whole Samoa Joe Reigns one when everyone walked out. That wasn't a good reaction.
No, and
I love Samoa Joe.
And that's now to do with Joe, because how hot was the Lesnar, and I give Lesnar credit for this. Yeah. How hot was the Lesnar Joe stuff?
Yeah, that's the best thing he's done for a long time. That like,
Joe, and you know why? Because Joe was to actually let Joe look like he could choke him out.
Yeah, Lesnar actually sold ish.
And do you think that's part of the problem? Is like, I think Lesnar respects people who can beat people in real life. So Samoa Joe, like, he's like judo, fucking taekwondo, real hard man.
Another thing, because of the whole Lesnar Reigns matches over and over again, Reigns has literally turned into Lesnar in the way that he literally has 3 moves now.
Yeah,
like he literally does the same 3 moves. Like when Lesnar comes in, he just suplexes non-stop.
And I don't dislike Roman Reigns.
I never have. I've
never got anything against him, but
I think they should turn him heel. And I think that if people, I think booing someone that deeply that you don't like, you're doing the opposite of what you're trying to do. Don't talk about on message boards and stuff, but it's like people like to bitch, and I think that's why people say I don't like Roman Reigns and I hate this and I hate that, and it's like, but you don't know, because you're like you're fueling it all.
The fans like to do exactly what they shouldn't do at every time, even though they finally get the want, like Ziggler versus
they say they want that match,
and then literally when it happens, they stop watching the match.
All over. It's like Nakamura Styles. How long did people want Nakamura Styles? And I know it wasn't exactly the best feud, and they didn't really do it well. But all people had done was piss and moan about it when it happened. They get what they want and win, but it's just a YouTube.
I heard a rumour that Nakamura might be on his way back to Japan.
Ooh, I've got a little thing in a bit.
Anyway, it's your...
so you've got to pick someone...
Someone's
gone up to the main roster that you really, really like. They're not living up to their potential.
I should have been thinking about that.
Who are you going to save and how are you going to do it?
Well, this goes into the mini episode that we're going to do later.
Ooh.
The authors are paying, they don't know what to do with.
They don't know what to do with tag teams.
I'd put them with Roman, big Islander, meathead faction, destroying everyone.
Factions is the idea for me.
I'd put
all day factions.
Authors with Roman.
Factions are the way forward.
Authors with Roman.
I remember a time in the Attitude Era when there was many factions,
and WCW where it was just factions.
Keep all this for later, guys.
So Howie, anyway,
Roman or Authors of Pain, that's mine.
You're gonna save someone.
Well, no, Roman was never on NXT. No, of course he was.
No, but I'm talking about saving the authors. From
saving the authors.
I'm gonna go for Tyler Breeze because he's been back down on NXT, and
this wasn't an option. You can't put them back in NXT.
No, I've just been noticing. That's not how I'm gonna save him. He's been down back on NXT since Fandango's been injured. He's been doing the house shows and stuff. I would have liked to have seen him go in a sort of Shawn Michaels route.
He's just been squashed, hasn't he?
Because it would have been the whole heel interface. Interface.
Looks like Adam Cole might get that spot now, though.
Yeah.
I'd say
so.
I watched NXT this week, NXT 460, where Ciampa won the belt. Adam Cole's fucking crack was unreal.
He's got everything.
They came out. Mustache Mountain came out. War Raiders came out. Ricochet came out. All against them. Like, awesome. With the three of them running away with their belts. Like, top thing on NXT apart from the Ciampa thing. Got the biggest reaction on the UK Championship tournament. Bigger than any of the UK guys.
Yeah, I did.
Loved it.
Huge.
Who you saving?
But you don't have to. So you got to him Tyler Breeze.
That's Tyler Breeze. Yeah.
So what?
You didn't say how you'd save him.
Shawn Michaels route. I would have went the Shawn Michaels route. I would have probably like.
That's very broad. Who would you? So go from where he is now. Fandango's injured. What do you do? What's your like?
Turn
what's your
him heel
opening gambit?
Somehow you've got to like have him super kick the shit out of someone, right?
It's got to be someone big.
Someone that super kicks themselves. Someone that uses the super kick, like Shawn Michaels.
So who would it be? Who could it be? Would
you like more Jack Daniels?
When we say we'll save them, we're saving them on the main roster.
We're saving them on the main roster.
Oh, okay, good.
We're not like putting them back down.
I didn't mean to say KKK. Sorry. My bad.
That song popped back in my head.
Blackbird. So, I just want Finn to do more again.
Yeah.
To be honest, because it's basically the problem I think I've got with Finn is that Seth's the kind of a similar
They should split
stature,
them up, really, shouldn't they?
and basically Seth's always going to come out on top on every time.
He's always going to come second fiddle, even if they put him on SmackDown though, because you've got AJ there who's too similar.
Could you turn him heel some way and say that I never got my title shot and I never lost the belt?
The thing
Should
that
have turned him heel when the club.
Yeah,
got
that's
with
it. Just keep the club because it worked better for everyone. When
you Dave would fucking get around to Gallows and Anderson at some point.
But the thing is, when you got Finn, right, when you got Finn with Gallows and Anderson, regardless of what they think of Gallows and Anderson, even though they're all very good, it instantly makes them better.
What a fucking pop they got though when they got that. Like,
but you know what I mean? It instantly makes them actual, regardless if they've got beat the previous 20 times in WWE. As soon as Finn joined them, you were like, oh,
it was like
there's something. It was literally like there was something again. And even if Finn just came to the side of the ring like Adam does with them,
Adam, hey Adam,
yeah. But like it does add something to them straight away, especially as a heel.
I saw Gallows, Anderson, and AJ at the Newcastle house show over his tits, like.
Over his tits.
Yeah, over his tits.
Whose tits?
Just pop fit, like
big tits.
big
The
flopping
shows.
flopping melons. But honestly, like, I think Finn and them two in like as a heel faction, Finn saying I never got me title shot, that could fix it.
It would have. It looks to me now like Gallows and Anderson are never going to come back.
Or he could just wrestle Baldy Corbin.
It's
just it's the Kane gimmick, but on someone different.
It's exactly that. It's corporate Kane.
Well, the thing is that
now I was enjoying Baron Corbin, and now I'm not.
Well, they're trying to make Corbin a
save
thing
him
over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Should we save Corbin?
You know what's funny about sorry, what were you saying?
I was going to say they're trying to make Corbin happen over and over again, and then he keeps on doing something on Twitter, or he keeps on doing something stupid behind the scenes, and then it gets him pushed back, and then they give him something else again, and all that keeps on happening is like they literally put so much effort into Corbin
they must
all
really
the time.
like him though to keep giving him them chances though, and then he
think
keeps...
about NXT, like your question. It's funny because it's literally everyone.
It is
now. It's everyone now,
except from the TNAs.
Yeah,
it's literally TNA and NXT.
You've got your old boys like Dolphin.
Well, that's another one. Randy Orton turned heel.
I know, but it was in the boring fucking Randy Orton way.
I'm done with Orton, me. I don't know like what they're gonna do with him. I know even like now he's doing the better thing of being heel.
Well,
like,
I'm guessing you didn't see
Nakamura
his
US
promo
champ now.
Yeah, I'm guessing you didn't see his promo then. His promo was pretty good. Like,
was it?
Yeah. He's basically playing off the whole thing like, look, you clearly
I was
don't
like
give
blaming everyone else on it.
He's like, you literally don't give a shit about us because I don't wear masks, I don't speak Japanese, I don't have all these friends, I don't do somersaults, I don't do this, I don't do that, and I turn up every match. He was like, and just because of that, I don't get all this credit and all this. And I was like, it was kind of like a bit of a truth promo. And because you could see him, kind of probably he could mean it.
Yeah,
and
he took a bit of a pop at Indie Bullet Club, didn't he, in their promo as well?
He said just because I don't put my fingers together and say things are sweet, and he said just because I don't steal things off the click or something like that on the indie darlings and things, and he referenced a fair few things and it was quite good, but instantly back to kicking Jeff Hardy in the head and things again, like horrible, brutal. And he says he's not becoming a legend killer; he's becoming he's basically going to kill all the people that fans like Jeff Hardy.
Randy Orton's a perfect person to do that as well.
Exactly. So that's why I was like, thank God, because there's not really many good heels.
You know who else could have done that? Baron Corbin.
He could. Baron Corbin would have been meant more for his career. But they almost started it off.
They did.
He did that on NXT. He was like, I played football, I earned money. I got here, I learned how to do it dead quickly. All these fucking indie guys, I don't care about that. Like, I love that gimmick. That's why I like Baron Corbin initially.
And then he wrote a tweet about someone and then fucked it up.
Yeah.
So you're saving.
Who did I save? Authors.
You're saving Finn, and I'm saving Tyler Breeze.
It's a good little.
For reasons. Did anyone
well
watch?
Done.
Did anyone watch that Hardy 24 documentary?
No.
Wow.
Did you?
Yes, I watched it the other night.
What made you go wow?
Because
It's
I
a
didn't
lot more deep
realize.
than you think.
I didn't realize how fucked up they were.
I knew how fucked up they were. Like, did you not know about the thing where he turned up in the match with Sting?
I'd seen that before.
And Sting was like, "We're going home in a minute,
it
and
was
I'm
more
taking the
Matt
belt.
Hardy,
You need to go home."
It was more Matt Hardy. I was like,
Oh, he was
more
fucking
shocked
well.
at because they had actual footage of him when he's off his fucking tits on pills and stuff.
Was
like
it?
that.
Was it the
That
one
is
when he was in
really
the
bad.
they're in the diner?
Where he fell asleep.
No, they did this mad thing in the diner where they were fucking calling everyone.
Did you say that when he wrote a suicide note and put it on Twitter?
No,
and
I
stuff
saw
like
that.
that. Fucked up, man. Like the stuff, like the footage that they showed of him, like off his tits and stuff like that. It was a little bit like
Both of them,
painful to watch.
Both of them have been close to that edge. Like both of them.
They showed the stuff with Sting again, and Sting was on talking about like how it was like bad for he was finally in the ring with Jeff Hardy and that happened. Bischoff was on saying how he just wanted to fucking punch him in the face, but he couldn't because obviously he was fucked up. Apparently they used to go missing like until like 5 minutes before they were due to come on, so nobody could talk through their matches with them and stuff like that.
I used to go in a hiding place, didn't they, Jeff?
Yeah, they had all these good. So someone had like, they used to have to send someone out for an hour before they were meant to even start talking about the matches, just so they could find them. Fucking, that's a good documentary. And the way they turned it around, and like, because they showed footage of Matt where he actually like starts turning himself around and stuff like that, and he must be big mates with Hurricane Helms and stuff.
Yeah,
and
it's like they were all in the like backyard together and stuff.
Well, they showed you all that as well about the like trampoline wrestling school that they had or something like that.
Like I've got massive sympathy for like
what a great upbringing
for all that kind of
though.
thing.
They had an absolute like acres of land just to like play in and stuff, and apparently he never had a beer till he was like 25 or something like that. They weren't like into
they were late. They started. They just wrestled.
They weren't into like stuff like that until later on. When obviously
the trappings of fame and the like injuries and they're taking drugs because of injuries
it's the
and that.
Though they were taking too many painkillers because
I've got total like kind of I can empathy for them because like if I was a wrestler I think like I'm a weak person, I'd be fucked up immediately.
Do you see the table for 3 with them as well?
I haven't watched that yet.
That's good because it's got E&C and everything as well, isn't it?
It's a 2 of them. It's a table for 4.
Was it Dudley's now?
That was it was
were they a 3 tag team?
No, it was just 4 of them.
Yeah, it was just them.
Was it?
It was really good though.
I am going to watch it based
you should
on
watch it
based on your recommendation.
It's the best.
So I love the
all of
Hardy.
them.
Like probably one of my best wrestling memories from this year was seeing Jeff Hardy wrestle live. Like it was pretty special because.
What about that comeback at
WrestleMania?
WrestleMania?
That was literally one of the best moments I've seen. That. The only thing
watching that again on that documentary, like you missed the little bits. Like Jeff nearly fell off the stage. He was that excited when he was going down the ramp. He nearly fucking toppled off the stage, and he didn't notice that first time round. And like you get shivers just watching it again. You know what I mean? Like they were finally back home, and Vince like gives him a cuddle backstage before he goes on. He's like, "Fucking welcome home."
I because they didn't even know that they were wrestling in the Hardys either. That was like.
Yeah, like Big Show was one of their best mates apparently, and he came backstage. He was like, "I didn't even know you were going to be here." That was my Big Show.
But it's the best Big Show impression I've ever heard.
The only thing that annoyed me was that because I never watched them live. I always just wake up 7 o'clock the next morning and then watch it. I logged on Facebook.
It's a big mistake.
But it wasn't. I didn't look at the post. It was one of the news things on the side.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And then as soon as the new day came out, and they said, oh, and I was like, I still got goosebumps though, because that's how good it was. Like, even though I knew it was them, it was still like
more impressive. Still was the ladder match they had the night before for Ring of Honor, and totally
must
like,
have been so,
marmalised
like-
each other, like with the Young Bucks.
Must have been so.
they're just impressive people.
Impressive guys. Yeah, watch it.
I will watch it.
Modern technology let me down again. Anyone heard the new Elias album?
No, I seen that you put. I'm going to listen to it. Like, is it?
It's not like a full album. I was a bit disappointed. It's 4 songs.
They did a really good promo on Raw for that.
Did they?
It was basically he came out at the start but he was on under the Titantron and it was like how he starts. He was like,
That's how his
"Hey
album starts
everyone,"
as well.
yeah, I'm not surprised. And then he would start just about to play a song, and then like someone like Finn would come out and be like "Sars," and then go out and have a wrestling thing, and that happened like 4 times over the night.
Yeah.
Like he literally did the same thing. And he was like, "Okay," and then Kurt Angle came out and said, "Sorry, here's some time. Like you deserve it," and then he went. You know what? I just realised I'm in Cincinnati and he's all pieces of shit. And he was just like, I don't want to play now. So it was the ultimate like Elias long sketch.
The lyrics are really funny. It's a lot of just like slagging people in general off. Just like it's really funny. Do you think they're missing a trick?
As much, well, I'm going to say as much as I enjoy Elias and I enjoy wrestling in general, they're missing the boat again. I think
It's like they built him
like you
up,
said.
got him to this certain point, and now he's not doing
was what the
anything.
start-
I think what you said would have been mint. He could have challenged Lesnar at some point. Got beaten. Doesn't matter if he got beaten or not.
Yeah.
You would have been in a like. a
It should have
main
been
match.
him that took the IC belt in my eyes, not Dolph.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and then because then with the Lesnar being away, he would have been in the main event.
With the matches with him and Seth, I think that was when people realised he could actually wrestle really well.
When you hear people on podcasts, they always say like he's deceptively.
I know
good
I've told
in the
Jago
ring.
about this, but you know what his indie wrestling name was?
No,
Heavy Metal Jesus.
really?
Yeah.
That looks like yeah. I
But he's
can
not
see
obviously
that.
on WWE. They're not allowed to say Jesus and stuff
Uh-huh.
and like anything like that. So
He's fucking cool, man. He's got a good look. He's got a lot going for him. They should have he should have won the IC
the
belt.
roster's just
I
far
think
too
they've got
big.
time. They've got time to.
The
catch
roster's
that.
far
it's-
too big
they kinda-
because I mean, how many times over the last like decade has there been like huge injury shortages? So then they've had to bring people up too early and stuff, and now there's not as many injuries, so there's just far too many people.
Yeah, there's not as many massive guys.
There's people that you just
anymore.
literally never see, even though they're really good. Do you know what I mean? There's just not enough space.
And then there's people getting squashed that shouldn't be getting squashed, like see a Revival. And
They've got to choose. Although the Revival on the way up, I think now again.
I haven't seen them for
Well,
a while.
basically the Revival.
I know
did a
they've done
big
that thing with Roman Reigns, but like after that,
Reigns
what
and
happened?
Lashley, they did that was like 2 or 3 weeks in a row that,
Uh-huh.
and they won the last 2, I think. And then after that, it's been the Bludgeon Brothers and it was Team Hell No, and then it was someone else this
That's
time.
SmackDown.
In Revival, kind of like just like sitting in the background, kind of just like watching the
You
TVs
think
as
they're a
if
little
like
bit
we're,
like in
we're
the same
ready.
boat as
But can they?
I'm
there's two-
of our cross brands.
yeah.
SmackDown's the other two, the ones that you mentioned first on SmackDown.
Okay,
so Rival
so-
must have been watching whoever's wrestling for the belts
who's-
on Raw.
Who's it that
Who's even on Raw?
Who's the Raw Tag Team Champions at the minute? This shows you.
this?
Did-
Oh
did-
yes,
did-
yes,
did-
it's the
did-
it's the B team.
Oh, it's a B team, man.
So they had the Revival, and because they had a thing where they were fighting each other again, and the Revival in the background being like, and then they came out, they did like a promo a little bit about it and stuff. So I think the Revival have been pushed themselves to the top a bit again.
Do you think they've totally fucked up Woken Matt as well?
Yeah, massively.
They've massively
And
fucked
Bray
that up
Wyatt
as well.
again.
Again, yeah. I thought they were going to start doing more stuff at the compound and that, like they
But
did
it's,
at TNA.
I think we
didn't do
fall
that
into
either.
this like every time someone gets a little bit of buzz. Like we went through that massive Matt Hardy Matt Hardy stage, and it's like we talked about before. There's only so much room at the top. And someone has a bit of momentum, and we're like, "Oh yeah, they're gonna do it. And then
Do you know what
they
this
never
though?
fucking
I
do.
think,
They
I
never
think a lot
fucking
of the
do.
problem at the minute is that the B team is like huge pop, like
Yeah.
buzz.
I like Bo and Curtis as well.
I
They
think
deserve it,
they
like,
deserve
actually,
it,
like-
and they've made
It's
it
a
really
good
shit
gimmick.
hilarious.
It's class, yeah. But I think both of them have always what they say made chicken shit out of chicken salad. It's not right at all. is it?
You're just saying random quotes again.
Yeah.
Talking about chickens.
Chickens. But they've always done well with, like you say, with what they've been given. Always. Bo Leave was
You can only
funny.
piss with the cock you've got. Is that what you mean?
That sounds like another like tradesman's
That is a
saying.
tradesman thing.
Pallet.
I want
You can only piss in the pallet you've
I wanna-
got.
Pallet of smashed
I
crabs.
want a pallet of chicken shit.
Yeah.
They're good. They're done good.
But
Boys-
yeah, but I
boys
mean,
done good.
because they've been treated like shit for a while. So,
There's hope for Gallows and Anderson. Yeah.
but yeah, the tags on both brands are.
It's the first time I would say out of the two brothers, Bo's probably the most prominent one out of the two.
But the thing is, when because of what happened to Bray in the car crash, he hasn't been wrestling as much in the matches.
yeah.
So every time Bray and Bo are in the ring, the crowd are like, yeah.
I thought
And
it
then
was
what
But
good.
they've never acknowledged it though. That's the
No,
thing.
no,
So
they've done that
count it
thing
as
where
They
Bo's
literally
thing.
hardly do anything in the ring. They literally do like a clothesline, and then Bo's like, oh, tag him back in or something. And
They've
then
done
that's
that
how it
thing
ends.
where they were getting dressed up as them. Though, and Bo was
Yeah.
there, Bray.
Yeah.
That was quite funny.
It's
I
in
thought-
things,
I
but
thought
it's
the other
like,
one was better.
why
Exactly the
can't
same,
you just
though, with
acknowledge
the-
And
it?
it sounds the same.
Why can't you just have a little bit of like not kayfabe and just acknowledge it? It's nice for people like us, isn't it?
But it is good the way that, because the crowd obviously go wild, and then they kind of like tease them by doing something, and then they're like, oh, it's going to be like an actual throwdown, and then it doesn't ever happen. In every match that's happened so far.
I'd like to see them have a match, a high-profile match together, where
I'd
it's
like
fucking
to see them-
acknowledged that he's his brother.
I'd like to see them together as a team.
This is another thing I
As
like.
a-
Why the Attitude Era
brother
was so
team.
good,
Uh-huh.
because the amount
Brother.
of comedy acts there were. And
I'd like to see them both come out
It
dressed
allows
like
you.
IRS.
It allows you to show different promo things. Do you know what I mean? Like with them two, I think that's the reason why the crowd got over so much with them, is because it allowed them to show something that they couldn't by basically being Mrs. Bitch. Do you know what I mean? Even then they were entertaining, but when they do,
No, they were mint.
but
It's Mrs.
doing
Blackie.
impressions of Matt and Bray Thor was just amazing. When they were literally like, "How do I exit the camera?" And then I'm like, just do this, and then they like gradually just did that, and it was just things like that were brilliant, and I was like, that's what it's about. I'm just literally scribbling a B, and that's the actual official
Yeah,
T-shirt
you
now,
can buy that now.
a scribbled B with like the B team. B means best on the back or something.
And they've been like jobbers for so long. It's basically like, and this leads into what I'm going to talk about in our mini episode, is their recycled job squad.
Stop plugging.
What up?
I said stop plugging the next
Plug.
episode.
Oh, I think
Job,
that's stop
it's like a new job squad.
Yeah.
I was watching them on something.
G-O-B.
What's your next
J-O-B.
point, Dave?
My next point is that I worked out the G1 tournament because like I didn't understand
I
it
fucking have no idea how you work that out.
because
Explain.
so right I didn't understand why the champion was in the G1 tournament if like
It's for the
it's for the
champion.
championship.
Or a shot.
So then I done some research and apparently if the champion wins he can pick his own opponent for Wrestle Kingdom.
Right.
So that's why he's.
But
in
has
it.
the champion always been in? Was
Yeah,
Okada in it as well?
Okada was in it last year because that's when Omega Okada 3 was. Or
In
2.
the G1.
Yeah, in the G1. It was 3 because it's the one Omega won.
How did the pots work? Because there's like different pots in there.
So there's different. I haven't worked that much out. I only worked out one.
And the way you advertised to me that you'd worked out the G1.
I only worked out the bit I wanted to work out.
So we now know why the champion's in.
Yeah, it's points to make prize as well, but you can pick up little wins for other things as well. So if the US champion gets pinned by someone, they then are granted a US title shot somewhere down the line. And
But it's long the G1, isn't it? So you could have quite a lot of these permutations.
Yeah, there's a lot of shock wins.
What
isn't
about
there?
the like never open weight championship
yeah,
as well?
yeah. So like Michael Elgin's in our way. No, blah, blah, blah.
That one.
Aye, that one. So if Elgin's in it, I don't even know if he is. But if he got pinned, it's a good example. Like the person who pins him is entitled to a championship shot.
What about
So
tag
then-
matches and like
I don't know because the
6
tag
men?
teams aren't in it, so you're just making things fucking confusing now.
It's the G1, not the T1. It's tag.
tag, right? Okay.
I want to watch it anyway, but there's just too many.
There's a lot of 5-star matches going on, isn't there?
Yeah,
I know that much.
But it's different, right? So you know how you figured out why the champion's in. Next
Do you want
time,
us to figure out more?
can you figure out what all the because there's like different
There's 2
pots.
blocks.
The blocks. Can you figure it? Can
There's
you
only
figure
2.
out the blocks for us?
There's only
Two
2.
blocks.
No, it's not like 5 or something.
You
Is
said
it not
that-
like the
you
people
just
with the
said
most
there's 2.
points out of both blocks then face each other at the end? And like, win it.
Well,
We'll say that for the time
do some
being.
homework.
I'll do that.
At least we
That's
know
it.
why the champion's in.
Do you want to hear some rumours? I've got rumours.
Oh,
Everyone
do-
likes a rumor
I'll do some theme songs for this.
Rumour Mill.
I've been listening to the rumours
on social media.
and I've lost them.
Rumours on Dave's iPhone.
I hear a lot of rumours.
Rumor.
I found them. Right, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, their contracts all expire soon. They reckon Nakamura could be on his way back to New Japan. What do you think of that?
If I was him, I would have been full of gusto after my NXT run because he was handled pretty well. And then I would have been crestfallen with how I've been handled in WWE. So if I was Shinsuke...
Better since they turned him heel, though.
Much better.
I would probably go back to Japan.
But
I think he's going to stay.
I would go back to Japan,
Yeah,
probably because they give him loads of money to go to Japan and he's Japanese and it's like
also
going back home,
he's
innit?
a title holder now as well, isn't he? So I think that's the reason why they've done it if his contract's up. Same as Dolph.
But you would give him a better belt, wouldn't you?
Well, he's not going to take it off age, is he?
You
So what the rumour is that they were going to give him it, but then obviously the whole WWE
2K thing.
Yeah. And obviously AJ's the cover of that, isn't he?
I think he will stay.
I would go back if I was him. He would be the top guy.
However...
Would he?
I think he would. Because if Omega's on his way out...
However...
Would that not push Omega
If
out?
I was Gallows and Anderson... I think they might go.
Gallows and Anderson,
I think they might go.
Yeah, they're going from being cannon fodder to what
I think Gallows and Anderson could solve all of this Bullet Club fucking infighting bullshit.
Yeah, I think Carl Anderson would go back to being leader again. He could just go back.
Was he leader?
Yeah, he was second leader
Didn't know that.
for a brief time.
So, but they were always a tag team in New Japan, although he was a leader. Or was he a singles guy? I'm sure he won the G1.
He was a singles guy, and then Ducky Boy came in. I don't know.
Ducky G.
I would go back if I was them and all, because they'd probably.
Who was
get
the
lots
last
of
one
money.
he said?
AJ, but he'll sign again. won't he?
He's the poster boy. He's the next game. If he's not there by the time the game launches, that's an absolute PR disaster.
Well, if I was Gallows and Anderson, I would go, and I think they're so respected over there. I think they would get decent.
They've got nothing to lose.
They would get decent wedge, but I think it's what you brought up before. Their family all live in America, so.
But the thing is, because of New Japan and Ring of Honor and stuff now, they've got shows all over the world and in America a lot, which is why they've got Jericho and Omega as the title holders. I'm guessing they are still title holders. I don't watch it anymore.
Yeah, they are.
So if that's not to promote themselves in North America as much as possible, why not have the tag holders be Anderson and Gallows as well?
Having Nakamura back in New Japan though would draw a lot of eyes too.
Massive matches for loads of people that would be new. Okada, Nakamura.
We've still got Daniel Bryan. He hasn't guaranteed to sign. He probably will because he's family and stuff. But
And I would love if Bryan did a fucking tour of the Indies.
I would love to see Bryan in New Japan or something. Can you imagine Bryan in the G1 tournament?
I'd like him to work loads of places in Britain,
Right.
loads of places in Germany, Japan. He'd do a couple of years of touring around.
I just don't think he will because of his family.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. That's
Apparently-
literally...
Family's massive.
Apparently Ibushi and Ishii had a really good fight, a really good match in the G1 tournament. Might be worth a watch.
Ibushi
Ibushi and Ishii.
Ibushi is fucking...
All the other rumours are a bit shit. Charlotte's expected to be clear to return to WWE this week. Yawn.
How long should be out?
I know. I didn't even know she was.
Was that
I had a sandwich.
Was because she had a breast implant?
Oh yeah.
Or something, isn't it?
What? A booby burst.
Not trying to get something fixed or something. It wasn't a big surgery. It was just
Done them in bigger or something?
No, I don't think so.
Fucking face. Apparently Ricochet is helping boost ticket sales in NXT house shows.
Wait, it's because you don't like him.
I don't like him.
Do you not like Ricochet?
Nah.
He doesn't respect his promo ability.
I don't respect his promo ability, and I don't respect the way that
You know what it is? He came out.
Shoes.
That was the best.
So, have you seen the NXT where Champ wins a belt?
Yes, and I didn't like the promo that he did then either.
He come out. Who was in the ring?
It would have been.
It was Adam Cole.
It was Adam Cole?
Adam Cole, awesome promo. Although he's a heel, you think he's cool as fuck.
Uh-huh.
Ricochet came out and was saying, "Oh, you're a coward," and that, but sounded like a dick. He was the one that sounded like a dick.
Yeah.
He's and I think he's got a slightly whingy
Voice.
voice.
He has?
He's a freak of an athlete.
I think when you're that good,
He's
it
very
doesn't matter.
flippy, and he can do flippiness, but
I think he could do with a mouthpiece.
I think
He could be a good heel with a mouthpiece.
I think he could do with a personality transplant.
That's harsh.
And just he needs
It's not enough.
there's something else. He needs to have something more.
Athleticism
about him,
is not enough for you, though, is it?
You gotta have more about
I
it.
think he would be much better than the main roster.
205 Live.
Just because of that, yeah.
I don't think he'll go to 205 Live. I think he'll go to main roster.
Matt Riddle's heading to WWE is the other one, which we already knew. Rumours.
I'd love him.
End of rumours.
The more that I think about it, I'd love him to go main roster straight away. Don't think he will, but
I think they need someone like a Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
Just someone that's just
Play up his
destruction.
Play up the fact that he's an ex-UFC.
Yeah.
Play up the fact that he has openly called out Brock Lesnar and said, and like not in like a joking wrestling way. He said, "No, I'd beat him in a fight.
Yeah.
I'd beat
Because
him in a fight."
UFC's the only brand that they actually say out loud. They never
They've
reference
started saying like
all the time.
They have
on
some
the
New
net,
Japan
on the
and
net,
stuff, haven't
more on the network, but not on like.
And they're doing Raw on that as well. They say it all the time. They're all like ex-UFC, UFC this, UFC that. They never once mention New Japan or TNA or anything. Even if it's literally like, and I wish they would. I wish they would just. They don't have to build them up.
Yeah.
Just mention it as if not like they've never existed before.
Yeah.
Like because the whole thing is going to be AJ versus Samoa Joe. And it'd be like, oh, they've never fought each other before, and you're like, they fought each other probably thousands of times.
Yeah.
Like literally more than anyone's ever fought each
They're
other.
about three
matches together.
Them two make up about 4 of TNA's greatest
Great
matches.
So that's what I mean.
On their greatest matches ever DVD.
But that's the thing I'm well happy about on SmackDown.
Yeah,
SmackDown's
I might watch that.
SmackDown's so much better than Raw.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like it's like, do you know when SmackDown like overtook them, and I think they did again recently.
But they're going to be ploughing a lot into that because of the whole
Plowing.
thingy, innit?
But but Raw's going to get another deal as well.
Are they?
So Raw will make even more.
Fucking hell.
Because they were saying like,
Fucking hell.
because Raw's had like a record low a week or so ago, but when they go on the new deal, they're going to have more people watching because it's going to be on a wider network.
Deal
So-
on new deal.
So, do you want to know my WrestleThoughts?
I do.
I've actually been watching 205 Live.
Oh, good.
Ah, you did that for a bit.
I did it for a bit, yeah.
A week.
How,
It's
how are you feeling about it?
it's really good. It's NXT-esque,
I
just in a
heard-
big arena.
Somebody,
It's the fucking arena,
Buddy
it's
Murphy had a good match with that little fella. What's he
Ali.
called? Him.
I saw the highlights of it.
They did the
Spanish
Spanish
fly off the
fly.
table.
Yeah, that was.
I'm gonna watch it. I haven't
You know what it
seen
is? Mustafa Ali's putting himself up there in a Seth Rollins-esque light. Like, he's
You know what,
literally the star of the show.
I know it's 205 Live and that, but Mustafa Ali, right? I would be stunned if he weighed less than Seth Rollins. He's a big guy. It's just
He's more slim than Seth, like. He's not much more slim.
But what does my head in about the whole 205 Live is you got Daniel Bryan, one of your main stars. He's like 189.
But
maybe.
Buddy Murphy's probably bigger than Seth.
And he's like that. He's 205.
it. It's messy,
He's a
innit?
fucking
But you see,
ginormous.
but you see who's going to be the
monster.
next guy for the title with Cedric is going to be your pal. I can never remember his name.
My pal.
The guy that used to do the PowerPoint presentations.
Oh,
Drew
Drew
Gulak.
Gulak.
Yeah, he's going to be.
He's gonna get the
Really?
belt eventually. I love.
I think
Drew
I think
Gulak.
he will soon because he's
Oh,
got
well.
cronies now, hasn't he? He's got his
Nice guy's little faction.
He's
Is it
got-
Kendrick and
Kendrick
Hideo's
and Jack.
in it, isn't he?
No, Jack and Kendrick. But Leo Rush is on. And he's
he's doing some sort of mental
Man of the moment.
rap gimmick, and he like
no, he's not rapping or anything. He's basically just the most overconfident person. And
Man of the moment, Leo Rush.
He beat, I can't remember who he beat the first time, but then he beat Itami. Not Itami.
Akira
Akira.
Tozawa.
That's the yeah. And
Once of Titus worldwide.
worldwide.
and actually former cruiserweight
Champion,
champion.
yeah.
Yeah, for a
But
cup, for a cup of coffee.
Leo Rush at times looks ridiculously quick.
He is.
Like
He's
he,
insane.
magic, isn't he?
he
Like,
does
insane.
he does things where it's not even possible. And
Now, for me, all of the guys who wrestle for them should be that small. People like Buddy Murphy, it's a bit like.
but he looks he plays a mint like heel though because you can literally just like Brock Lesnar people.
Yeah.
We can just literally German
Yeah.
suplex anyone without even trying. But Leo Rush he's doing the whole Ricochet-esque thing in the way that he's always confident I'm the best, but he pulls it off so much better.
Because is he much better promo than
He
Ricochet?
basically he sounds like he's a
Does he wear
basketball
socks?
player. He comes on the camera as if like come on, and he's always like
Who
smiling.
really like could have been shit canned quite quickly as well.
He could have probably like pulled it off really well because he actually probably is that big a tosser in real life.
I think he is. But so that was one thing, and there's been some.
We've seen him do a massive like goth gimmick as well. Like, so he's got quite a lot who he's like
He was a bit like Finn Balor, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Sort
like
of thing.
I think he's got a lot of strings to
Well,
his bow.
in ring, he can do most things.
Everything, yeah.
And on the
got the
mic, he
same
doesn't
sort of,
seem bad. So
Physique as Balor, honey.
he's not as big as a person as Balor, I wouldn't say. I think he's smaller.
Cut though, like
Yeah,
zero
like-
body fat.
So that's one thought. And my other thought was NXT.
It's good in that.
It's awesome.
We
Is
should change the
the
name.
thing that I really, really can't stand is that Kona Reeves guy.
Oh, the
Oh,
what are
him.
they? What's he calling himself? Like, it's something funny.
He's gonna get beat off.
Yeah, EC3's gonna kick his
EC3's
head in.
gonna do.
But he's got like he's grown his hair out because he was a jobber for ages, wasn't he? I seen him loads. He's like a bigger guy, and then he's grown his hair out blonde. What's he calling himself? The real deal or something like that?
Something crap.
I fucking hate him.
But basically, it's because like
He's like skinny big, isn't he? He's like
he's
massive.
horrible. But he's coming off.
You
He's a,
love him.
That's
The
him.
type of guy you would like.
but he's,
I don't- at
but
the moment,
the thing
I
that
don't.
annoys me is he's trying to be this like as if he's the perfect guy like
A
EC3.
massive
But he's-
Hawaiian Ric Flair.
But he's
maybe
the most.
Is what he's trying
he's
to
the
do.
ugliest
Well,
person I've ever seen. Literally, like he's doing this smile, and I'm like, don't smile. Like, stop it. Stop it right now.
I wish I had written down today
I
what
hate
his
him.
nickname was. It's something like the real deal, isn't it?
It's not that, but it's something shit like that. It's the best, the finest.
The finest, yeah, that's it. The finest,
The finest in the top 3%. And EC3's not getting enough at the minute either.
Do you not think this?
This
Like,
will be the start of it.
You think
though.
he'll- yeah,
Go
I
hope
him,
so.
and then
they
because
brought him in. They had to obviously give Gargano a big win because he's going to go in.
Did it Adam Cole when he first came?
Gargano. Yeah, he did. They did.
Do you think this is why Black might probably go up? Because they've got people like EC3 ready just to...
Black's
hasn't
going
done
up,
anything?
any.
They've recorded Keith Lee's first
Sure.
NXT. That's done. So he's on his way. Like he's gonna be the new.
EC3 will
Monster.
be one of your new top guys in the new sort of after the SummerSlam.
It's the first time they've replaced Bobby Roode because I feel Bobby Roode was important when he was
the
there.
only thing with EC3 is that he's literally when they do this usually with people, like when Black comes in, he goes in and he's hot straight away. EC3's been there for a couple of months and he's literally done nothing.
They did it with Adam Cole though.
Yeah,
They
did.
He had a couple of losses to the point where me and you talked about if he was losing too much, and look at him now.
We've said the
But
same
then,
about
but then they've also
Velveteen
got
as well.
Bobby Lashley and EC3.
Babby.
Babby
Lashley.
Bobby Lashley.
Babby.
So you got Bobby Lashley, EC3 and Babs. We're literally
Babskis.
we're literally the two of the biggest, if not the two biggest on TNA.
Yeah.
And I know Bobby's obviously got
Bobby.
Babby.
he's got
Adam and Bobby.
he's got previous with the WWE, but you look where Bobby is right now, and you look where EC3 is,
But it's because of the
miles apart.
It's because of his previous WWE's.
Previous. It just annoys me because EC3 literally
Do you think he
He's-
looks a
he's-
bit like The Rock?
he
You know
reminds.
when he turns around and does that thing.
He's at the minute. I think he's a shit Triple H. That's the way they're treating him. I think he's literally doing 3 or 4 moves, and he's playing this guy that's always going to win. But at
I
the minute,
think
it's not
he
winning.
needs a mic more.
I know.
That's the problem. He needs a
At the
mic.
minute, he's not
He's not
having
enough
actual
time.
matches, so it's pointless
The
doing
thing
that.
is, though, when Black goes up and Ciampa and Gargano's over, you can like they did with Rude. They give him the mic every week, and they were like, tell
I
it.
think
It's like-
Adam Cole's going to do that though, because Adam Cole seals
How long
the
have
show.
Undisputed Era got left though? They've been on NXT for a year now.
Nah, I think Undisputed Era are going to hang around for a while.
I think
Do you
they.
think he's
I think
got
they are
an
NXT.
NXT Championship running him?
Nah,
Cool.
I think he'll.
I think they're going to lose all of the belts at.
and then.
Do
Do you think they're
Take
going to
over.
go up that quickly?
I think they're well
I-
over, and I think it'd be shooting that
I think they are, but I wouldn't. Just because
We keep
there's
talking
too
about
many
this,
people.
but where's the space?
I know there's just no space, at all.
There's
You've
space
got-
for a
you've
heel
got-
faction.
You've got no.
I
heel-
know, but they don't do factions. They've done Sanity, and look how well they've done that. New Day win them, they win New Day. New Day win them, they win New Day. That's
Sanity came on with such
that was literally what they've done with Sandy
But
so far.
WWE always do equal booking. 1 week you win, 1 week you win, and it's like, and then that gets nobody over.
But is the heels like?
What would it hurt New Day if Sanity came in, smashed them 4 times, and then won? Wouldn't hurt New
Well,
Day.
like what they
Wouldn't
did with the
hurt sales.
Bludgeon, but the thing is, they did that with the Bludgeon Brothers, and look how boring that's became because they don't use it as a thing anymore. It's like they're not even doing anything. They just do this kind of promo on the screen where they just go, "We'll kill you" or something, and that's it. You're like,
They just
what's the
took
point
them
in building
out,
them up?
They took them out of the Wire family, right? tried to make them singles competitors, didn't work, so they basically just put them back in the Wire family,
Well,
but without Bray.
They tried to do that, but Luke got injured, didn't he? They were trying to push Luke, and then Luke got injured, and then that's why they've had to do it. Because there's now, well, they just don't do booking very well in the main roster, so it's that's why I don't want anyone from NXT to get promoted.
It'll be
That's
a
the
sad,
thing. If
sad
NXT
day.
could just be a thing with people we like forever.
That's what I'm saying. More time on NXT. Let the more stories happen with more people.
People could stay there for 2
You're
years.
getting
Yeah.
a bit
3
clogged
years.
up now though in NXT because
But
they
give them
keep
that's what I
bringing people
mean.
in.
But give them more time.
They
Give
need
them
an
2
extra-
hours.
They should give them an extra half hour or something. Like
If
that.
you give them 2 hours,
If you booked
you
it
can have
the
actual
same
things.
way and made NXT 2 hours, but the booking stayed consistent the way
Yeah.
it is, then I'd be happy.
It will, because Vince doesn't touch it. Because he doesn't know who they are.
It is a worry when your favourite people, because I think Undisputed Era are probably like my favourite thing in the whole of like the
That's
WWE.
all. I'm gonna tell you, that's all
umbrella.
going to be lost when they get
I
called
know.
up.
Well, look at Finn.
Oh,
I know
no.
he was unlucky because of the injury, but like,
You think all the
many people?
cool little
Nakamura?
things Kyle O'Reilly does?
Has anyone seen Finn Balor in that new Miles Kane video yet?
Not yet.
It's quite good.
no,
It's a good song. as
don't
well.
like Miles Kane.
Just saying.
But like all those little things that Kyle O'Reilly does, like he's not going to be able to do that in the main roster. They're going to be like you're taking, like, kind of viewing away from other places, like you know your place. Whereas Kyle O'Reilly can like be charismatic on NXT, and I don't think he would be allowed on the main roster
Yeah. Well, that was mine.
You got Bobby Fish to come back yet? No.
when they're.
It's gonna be.
That's it, man. When they come back as you're gonna think they're on the bones of their arse and they're losing everything, and then they're gonna become a 4-piece.
Well,
And then
Bobby, he's probably looking until the end of the year, until he's actually ready to actually
I would
wrestle.
honestly keep Undisputed Era on NXT
He's
for a
got
couple
a
of years.
really
and
bad
they'd be-
injury, you know him.
Yeah, and like really bad
Yeah.
knee.
Like a double, like an ACL and a MCL or whatever they're called.
I would
might
have
say
them
that.
dominate for. I'd have them
Them
for,
bits.
dominate for years. I'd keep them on to dominate for years.
They're good people to have around.
They'd make NXT just
Adam
by
Cole
having
could
them.
coach people, and all four of them could coach people in the
Yeah.
back as well.
The amount of experience they've got, and they're quite young still.
Well,
They've been everywhere.
They're all like world traveled.
Uh-huh.
There's rumours that they're very, very, very impressed with Kyle O'Reilly in the way that he does things.
Yeah,
Because the thing on the main roster,
He's an
he could be
absolute dude.
that Ken Shamrock, Daniel Bryan kind of just submissions and just a brutalness.
I would
Yeah.
go as far to say as well. Like I love Daniel Bryan. I would go to say as far to say that Kyle O'Reilly is more charismatic than Daniel Bryan. Like as a a cool dude.
He's got that real psycho look about him as well.
Honestly, I love Daniel Bryan, but I don't actually think he's very good at speaking a lot of the time.
That is just
It's just because the people
it's the
love him so
sympathy
much.
and the empathy and the he's like a shit hot wrestler. I saw him wrestle live this year. He's as good as people say, and as I thought he was just from seeing him
The
live.
smaller guys are, though, aren't they?
Just
generally.
like, and they didn't do anything particularly spectacular in the
Yeah.
match.
Was it the Miz? He
It
thought.
was the Miz. It was just so like
Love the Miz.
intense
Love the Miz.
without being spectacular.
His
Love the Miz.
promo on SmackDown was fucking awesome. The end where he had like a fake baby and stuff like that, and just
that was
beat the
great.
shit out of Daniel Bryan at the end.
But they reckon they're doing all this stuff for them at the minute, you know, because like they're rushing it all. So the Team Hell No reunion, the Miz thing, because that's a WrestleMania match, really. They're shoving it all together.
must be
doing it
worried
really
he's not
quick
gonna
now,
sign.
because they're worried he's not going to sign a contract. Right?
I'd love to see to do an indie tour.
Can you imagine?
He'll sign because of his family. He's pretty much said that apparently as well. He says like it'll take a lot for us to
But
not
they,
sign.
but if that's true, what you're saying is that they're squashing all these things into a short period of time. He must be giving them no inclination that he's not going to sign.
Well,
That he is going to sign. He must be saying nothing, otherwise they wouldn't. If he was like, "Yeah, I'm definitely going to sign," like this is the plan going forward for a long term. But there must be something going on.
Is the Hell No thing not squashed just because Kane actually got injured?
Or is he going to have to be fucking?
Well, no, he
mayor of
actually
Knox-
did. He actually
Knox
did.
County or
He
something?
actually he did actually break something in his leg.
I don't know.
So
Kane.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
That's what it is.
But yeah, but that's my thoughts. What's
Good
next?
thoughts.
What's next on
All,
your?
all thought it out.
I'm sorted out. Have you got a poem or something?
Have a poem, eh? Is that all we've got now? Poems?
I don't have a poem.
Poems and buys.
No one else
Just
do a
you.
poem? I've got sand in my phone, which is...
Dave's poem.
He's got sand in his phone.
We haven't even talked about World of Sport Wrestling.
No, it didn't.
Bet less.
We're up there now and a half. I just want
Just snorted there.
right,
what I'd
Fraser,
say.
you say your synopsis of World of Sport, because I thought it was really funny.
My synopsis, I can't remember what the words I said. It was kind of like a Paddy McGuinness version of wrestling.
Yeah.
Imagine if he hosted the show.
Perfect.
TV.
That's as much as you need to know.
TV studio wrestling.
Yeah.
Weird.
To be fair, unique because they turned a lot of the classic, like, from what I've seen, I haven't seen as much as yous, but with a lot of the British wrestlers on the indie scene, they've kind of turned a lot of the shit upside down just to make it different as well.
You know what I don't like at the minute?
Like Joe Henry sings.
Joe Henry, right? They're doing that on Impact as well. Why is he a singing person now?
On Impact as well as Sport.
When you see the Titantron and he comes on, he's got like was it
Like
a
Aiden
gold
English
jacket?
type shit.
What?
Like Aiden English type shit.
No, like Robert
worse.
Williams type shit.
No, he's like, I'm a wrestler. I'm coming down to the ring.
Exactly it.
That's literally like what it was. And he had like nothing other than his trunks in like a gold shiny blazer.
Thing on, but he's still got his prestigious one kegs on and stuff like that.
And he's like the happiest man alive. It's literally like if like, oh, what's that West End musical guy? It's like if Michael Ball was a wrestler. Like literally,
but
like
doing the same thing on Impact. And I could have seen a little glimmer of hope with the Impact thing because I think he might actually turn on Grado eventually.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like they're going to do that because Kirby turned on him.
Yeah.
It should have been the other way around.
Kirby.
Speaking of Kirby
Turned heel on the
Kirby
Defiant show.
enthusiasm.
So
I've got a Kirby poem.
can I again? Have you not done a
I've never
Kirby?
done a Kirby poem.
Yeah.
just feels like
He called in the Defiant show because he turned heel on the Defiant show, which was really confusing because he turned heel in a promo against Joe Henry, who the crowd chanted Joe Henry's a wanker for 10 minutes before the match.
Yeah.
So it's like it didn't make any sense. But he called one of the girls in the crowd a fat lass.
Who Kirby did.
Yeah, which I quite enjoyed. Anyway, sorry.
No, he's shit.
It's quite hard to probably be believable as a heel though.
And he's
Because
pink kegs.
It was a whinging. He whinged. That was it.
He just doesn't have a believable face.
Ding.
This is my wife.
He doesn't have a believable
That's
face.
Kirby saying, heard you talking about it.
Right, it's called Kirby, simply put. Martin Kirby, Kirby Schmerby. Annoying as a young child's Furby. Furby Werby, oh Martin Kirby, your pink kegs are turdy wordy. What's the wordy, Kirby Werby? Zoidberg dance, full on nerdy. Nerdy schmirky, turdy wordy, old flumpy pants, Martin Kirby.
I don't know if it's because I'm a little bit drunk, but that's one of my favourite poems.
That actually sounds like it's from a kid's book.
You know what I forget? I forget about the fucking Zoidberg dance as well.
How's he gonna do that as a heel?
I think I don't. Do I hate Martin Kirby for real reasons? And then you bring up the Zoidberg dance, and I'm like, yes, yes I do.
I fucking hate him.
Anyway,
Is that it? Oh, we're wrapping this bad boy up.
Sausage, cheese, and chicken wrapping it up.
No, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh dear.
Bohemian Black Study.
Ah.
Jacob,
Jacob.
so fine and so right.
This was the WrestleFriends podcast.
Bye.
Bye everyone.
Social media and that. Hit up. Hit up with the
Why fucking bother?
hit up with the cues. We'll give you some A's.
Email.
Dave knows it.
WrestleFriendsPodcast@yahoo.com.
Just find WrestleFriends everywhere, basically. You know how to use Google.
Find it. This has been a long outro.
It's been a long episode.
I feel
It's been a long, arduous road.
I feel it's been the most like just lethargic outro ever.
I'm just scared to get out of this chair because it's gonna
Pop up.
it's gonna jump up as soon as I move in it.
It's gonna be like a Jack in the Box.
Bye.
Bye.